Does money make you happy? Probably money does make you happy, but what makes you more happy? Having more money? Or listening to Beau say hello to you? Your answer can be quite revealing. One thing money does provide is opportunities for experiences, such as visiting a country such as Singapore. If you watch me walk in front of this waterfall, you notice that I magically make the waterfall go upwards. I quite like this sculpture of kinetic rain. This is in Terminal 1 of Changi Airport. I wonder if those rain droplets are made of gold. Singapore is, after all, a rich country. So I'm on the long flight back to the UK. The flight and particularly the food were excellent. However, nobody wants to be stuck on a plane for 14 or 15 hours. Back in the UK, I thought I would start my next video with a trip to Edinburgh. On my way driving to Edinburgh, I came across some philosophy fans at a service station. Here I am at the Royal Mile in Edinburgh. Even on ostensibly a quiet Tuesday in September, Edinburgh is very, very busy. So I walked along the Royal Mile and made my way to Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh Castle probably is the most popular tourist attraction in Scotland. It was extremely busy. Of course, we readily associate royalty with wealth and with power. Kings and queens often live the lives of billionaires. But to be fair, it's also true that a lot of the money associated with them is actually the state's money. Still, it's good to be the monarch. So, back to money. Are you attached to money? Do you think that it buys you respect? If you think that money buys you respect, then you are placing your self-worth on things that are outside of your control. Remember the expression fair weather friends. Money is useful for it increases your options in life, but you would not want to make the accumulation of money in itself as a goal. You do not want to be the richest person in the cemetery. You certainly do not want to expedite your arrival in the cemetery by a heart attack brought on by the relentless pursuit of money. The oldest part of the castle is St. Margaret's Chapel. It's quite an interesting thought that one is standing in something built in 1130. This building houses the honours of Scotland, which are crown jewels. Apparently they are the oldest crown jewels in Britain. The crown was made for James V. Now one is not allowed to film inside the crown room. Just look at the long queue. However, the queue moves very quickly because the crown room itself is quite small and you're only in there for a few fleeting seconds. You cannot hang around and take photographs. I enjoyed meandering around the castle for 1 or 2 hours. Both in the present day and in the past, money and power attract crowds. I exit the castle and walk back down the Royal Mile. Now, I do like to talk about philosophy, and as I walk along the Royal Mile, I've just come across 2 interesting statues. This is Adam Smith. Now, Adam Smith is most famously known as the author of The Wealth of Nations, so he's thought of as an economist, so he must know a thing or two about money. He's often known as the father of capitalism. He was also a professor of moral philosophy at Glasgow University, and indeed when he relinquished that chair, he hoped that his friend David Hume would succeed him. But because of David Hume's attitude towards religion, unfortunately he was rejected for that chair. So Adam Smith and David Hume were great friends, There's a statue of David Hume just further along the road. Okay, so this is David Hume on the Royal Mile. He particularly produced some good philosophy in the philosophy of religion and in trying to explain causation. He was a great friend of Adam Smith. An interesting thing that has arisen in recent years is that people like to touch the big toe of David Hume's right foot. Look at how shiny it has become. There's some sort of superstition that this will bring you good luck. This is very ironic because David Hume was very much against superstition. Because of his anti-religious views, his friends feared that after Hume died, his resting place would be desecrated. So for 1 week, his tomb was surrounded and protected by friends. Back to talking about money, we should avoid attachment to money and possessions. Money and possessions can be taken away in an instant, perhaps in a moment of foolhardiness. You need a healthy perspective that you use money instrumentally well to help you achieve more permanent goals. We are reminded by Henry David Thoreau in Walden to be wary lest we are enslaved by our possessions. And of course, a lack of money can definitely make you very unhappy. So there has to be a balance. If you are unhappy, then it's probably better to be unhappy with money than without. At the very least, money can buy you distractions. But that is not the sort of life you really want to lead. You want to embrace life, not escape from it. Here I am on the Royal Yacht, the Britannia. This was the Queen's boat. I guess this would be the closest I'll ever reach of seeing what the lifestyle of a billionaire is. It's definitely worth a visit. In fact, I enjoyed visiting the yacht more than visiting the castle. If you spend money to buy time, to free up time so that you can do more important things. For example, think of people who engage, a cleaner or simply a washing machine. Imagine if you had to clean your clothes by hand. That would be very time consuming. It's not so much the case that having more money makes you more happy. It's how you spend that money to promote your happiness. I recently watched a YouTube video about a YouTuber who approached a homeless man and gave him $100, but did not reveal his ulterior motive. He wanted to secretly follow and film the homeless man, presumably to confirm stereotypes such as the homeless man would spend the money on drink. Sure enough, the homeless man quickly made his way to a mini-mart selling alcohol. But to the reporter's utter and delighted astonishment, the homeless man spent the money on buying food, which he immediately distributed to other homeless or poor people in a nearby park, many of whom were complete strangers. I suspect that that man who had received that money and spent it on other people like that was truly happy. So yes, having more money can make us happier, but I think listening to Beau say hello to us speaks deeper to our inner needs. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.